Welcome to Tally Talks, a podcast to ramble about Tally Hall. I'm your host, Emma, and today's episode is sponsored by The Grind. Today I am joined by Repbit.
I'm Repbit. I make music. I've been making music for maybe like a few years now. I think the first ever song I ever did was a cover of a SpongeBob song.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Also, I have a band, it's called Of Mice and Mice. You can catch us on Instagram as of this recording on @ofmiceandmiceband. We don't have it, or we have like one thing posted on there. We only made it very recently. We're working on stuff at the moment. Check it out. It's good stuff, I think. Probably, maybe.
So yeah, I know that you had worked on the We Like to Play It All tribute album that the Hidden in the Sand Discord did a while back, I think. Or maybe it was just like an overarching project, but just a bunch of Tally Hall fans came together and did a bunch of different songs, and you were one of the first two tracks in there.
Yes, I was track number 2. Which when I found that out, I was like, I kind of freaked out, but like in a good way. Cause look, I live, laugh, love Tally Hall. It has a place in my heart. I think so basically, right before I even started working on my song, I did my first ever piano performance, and it was horrible, right? But I did play the song that made it onto the tribute album.
The Whole World and You.
Yeah. Go
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you got all that stuff, and then I remember I got one of the other people in the in the project who did Time Machine helped do the mixing and mastering for it, and also added in their own little kazoo part to it, which if you listen to it, you'll probably hear it in the background.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. Yeah, I really like the chiptune type sound to it as well.
Yes, that's because I think during that time, I had a hyperfixation with chiptune music in general. I think if you were to go through a lot of my YouTube stuff from around that time, it's all just chiptune covers. I think of Lemon Demon and Jack Stauber songs. It was everywhere. That's all I could think about.
Yeah, and some of it was even Neil Cicierega mashups, I think.
Yes, I did do instrumental recreations of the mashup stuff, Space Monkey Mafia, which I'm really proud of of the little solo that I managed to transcribe.
That's awesome. But yeah, chiptune is definitely just such a fun sound, and hearing covers of songs, it gives me a bunch of XP, it's very very fun. I really liked you had a cover of Lemons and Pears. I really enjoyed that one.
Oh yeah, actually, I remember with that. So I remember after I did that and The Whole World Is You, I remember when Instagram threads opened up, right? I think my first post was just me going at Andrew Horowitz. Yo, I did these things, and then he quoted my thing going this guy. So he knows I exist.
Yeah. But yeah, are you a big fan of Sketches 3D then?
I live, laugh, love Sketches 3D.
We need the Sketches 3D appreciation. Yeah, I'm just curious because I pretty much know next to nothing about how tribute albums work. What was kind of for We Like to Play It All, what did that look like? How did you get involved? What did working on it look like?
Okay, so how I first got involved, at least, was I think it was after the passing of Cos Baldwin, where one of my online friends sent me an invitation to the server, because, and I had never even heard that there was a Discord server for Hidden in the Sand at that time, right? But I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And then I saw that there was a cover thing. And since I'd just done my performance, I was just like, oh, what if I make a proper cover of this? And because no one else really claimed it except for one person who I think they were like maybe an actual child. I think they might have been like 12. Um, so how it looked in there though. So basically, if you were working on the stuff, they had like a completely different like a section in the server. You know like the private channels and stuff. I had my own little one for like my songs, and everyone had their own little thread for like what songs they were working on. And also, but like in that also allowed a lot of room for collaboration. So I got vocals from like a bunch of people for like the end, for like, please don't just laugh and clap right now, this is serious, I'm not delirious. I even got was it Johnny Jash in that? If you're familiar with him, or if you're not familiar with him, is the guy who does a lot of the Tally Hall the Tally Hall covers, and also slightly more recently Will Wood covers.
These recreations of these songs.
Yes.
I first heard about him in like 2022. One of my friends sent me a cover. It was like, oh, here's a cover of Be Born. And I was like, respectfully, I'm not entirely sure why someone would want to cover Be Born, but all right. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh, oh.
we need more Be Born appreciation.
Yeah. But it's just like the total change in tone and lyrics is like, oh man. But yeah, Johnny Jash has definitely made his influence. Even like, I feel like even the Tally Hall stuff has just like gone beyond like the Tally Hall fans. I feel like
yeah,
it's impressive. But that's cool that you're able to get his vocals in there too.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun experience. I think my first initial idea was like just like to resubmit my lemons and pears thing for it, but then I was like, actually, I might just do like a new thing. And then I was gonna help like a couple more people, but then like the deadline happened. Oh my god, what we were gonna do, I'm trying to remember. It's like, it's okay to be a cheese, you know.
The Hey You.
Yeah. We're gonna do Hey You. I still have like a little instrumental like part for that. That like it was. I think I got right before the we'll open our door, invite you to step in. But I just got to the no. I did get that part. Sorry, but right after the next part where like they go like, you know, hey you, it's fall. I think that's a reason we should change it all. That's where I like stopped doing it because the deadline happened, and I don't know, I had schoolwork because I was in like 10th grade.
Yeah, so you had been working on the Hey You cover, but then just sort of ran out of time, or at least helping with that.
Yeah, I think I was mainly helping with the instrumental part for that. I think this other person was going to be doing the vocals for that. But we were gonna name ourselves Brie Valley because I think it was based off of our favorite cheeses, because of that one lyric. And my favorite cheese is Brie cheese, but I forgot what the name of the other person's cheese was, except for the second word, Valley.
It's okay to be a cheese. So with the we like to play it all then, was there like very specific deadlines then, I'm guessing, so that it didn't take years?
I know they did have like a deadline, right? But it was like, I'm pretty sure it was just that one deadline if I recall correctly. So, you know, there was just like that one like deadline kind of like daunting on you like the closer that it got. But I think I was kind of like, I was chilling with it because with my main song that I did, I was like, I was done maybe like a week or so before the deadline. It must have been like at least like a month or so that they gave us. I know I still have the little like spreadsheet that it was in, you know, of all the songs that were claimed and all the ones that like didn't make it through and all the ones that did. Because like there were like multiple people doing the same songs, right? But then like whichever one, like the mods were like, this one's the better one, we're gonna put this one in. That's why I was like definitely competing with this like 12-year-old child. It's very silly. So I kind of love it for that. I kind of love it for that.
Just get the special cut of The Whole World in You somewhere, you know. They do like a anniversary re-release of We Like to Play It All, and that's one of the bonus tracks.
Actually, that I remember I actually had an idea very similar to that, like after I was like, what if we just did like released all the ones that like didn't make it? And I think that would have been really nice. But then again, it is what it is.
Yeah, so there was quite a variety of different people who got to work on the project. So like you mentioned, you know, you had like Johnny Josh worked on some of the, like providing some of the vocals for The Whole World and You. Did you really get a chance to interact with any of the other artists who were working on covers?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I've made a good chunk of online friends through that, actually. Like, you know the guy who did, which one was the one? It was Shia LaBeouf.
I don't know how to say that username.
Neither do I. Like, Juck Miff. I'm online, like, I'm friends with him now. I think, like, since that happened. And he's really good. He's, like, great. He can make, like, transcriptions of, like, songs, right? And they're, like, very accurate to the stuff. Like, he did one of, Behold the Future by Lemon Demon, and it sounded almost exactly like the actual song. Oh yeah, also I know Demo Field, who was on he did Lemons and Pears. Oh my, yeah, wait, sorry, it was Daisy Fingers. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking, for a second I was thinking of someone else's Lemons and Pears one right there. No, yeah, he did Daisy Fingers. And I remember he added in like little Lemon Demon references within the song.
Oh my gosh. That's beautiful.
Like in the instrumental, he did a little callback to The Only House That's Not on Fire Yet.
I love that song.
Like in a little thing like do 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 do, you know.
Looking at it, looks like Soapstone 2000 did a Lemons and Pears cover.
Yes, yes. And in my opinion, I think that one's better than mine. Mainly because, you know, it had more originality to it, whereas like my Lemons and Pears cover, I remember it was basically just like I tried to make it as close to the actual song, whereas like, you know, they added in, you know, their own little creative liberties to it, which I think that's like, you know, what we kind of need, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why like I kind of like do that now with my newer stuff. If I like whenever I actually get to doing like covers, which I am working on a few. Actually, I know like let's say like for my band, right? We've only like recently started like doing anything, but currently we're in the process of doing a Will Wood cover. That's enough. Let's Get You Home.
So for that one, are you just kind of like experimenting a little bit beyond the original as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're also like looking for someone who can play any like brass instrument, you know. I've even made like little posters to like put up around like close to where I live, saying it's like looking for a brass player and also a drummer. We do not have a drummer. We have not had a drummer ever like since because like we kind of started making the band like last year, right? But like it hadn't really gone anywhere because we haven't been able to find anyone. But and also like it kind of died. But it's making a revival. It's making a revival. We've got a name. We've got like we've made like a little Instagram page for it. Since we're actually doing stuff, we decided that it's like a good idea to make some social media pages for it. You know.
Nice, but you still are just waiting for Australian Ross Fetterman.
Yes. Basically.
Yeah, best of luck with that though. But it is really fun when people are able to just sort of, you know, take a cover and really make it their own. We already talked about Johnny Josh. That's definitely where it's just like taking something and that's like, it just becomes a whole new thing there. But it is cool for things like these fan albums and tribute albums where they are able to have that chance to play with things. I like how I like how you mentioned how there's, you know, like a Lemon Demon reference within a song.
Yeah. Oh, actually, here's a little fun fact, right? So, I was listening to like one of like the previous like podcast episodes a little while ago, right? And you're talking about Happy Monster Band. Well, I think I started learning or like teaching myself to sing in falsetto because of London Town.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's like make a little, like, save a biscuit there for me. It was like that part, like save a biscuit there for me. You know, it was that song where I was like, oh, I gotta like try to do that, and then I started like learning falsetto.
Nice. We're getting the overarching podcast lore.
The extended universe.
Yes. But yeah, but that's fun though. Have you been able to like has it just been learning falsetto for the sake of falsetto after Happy Monster Band, or was there like something specific you're hoping to build that for at some point?
Well, it has helped me out with like singing in general, right? Because if I like with my just like my chest voice, if I'm like singing notes that my chest voice can't get, I can just switch to my head voice. So now I like, you know, I can hit higher notes. I have a pretty high vocal range, right? I can sing like very very low notes, and I can sing like I'd say pretty high notes with like because of my head voice or falsetto.
Thanks to Happy Monster Band.
Thank you, Happy Monster Band. We love you.
And then also, I'm curious as well. What is your history of like being into Tally Hall? So you mentioned, you know, being a big Tally Hall fan. How did that kind of start?
Well, I do know that the first song I'm pretty sure that I listened to, or at least remember listening to, was "Turn the Lights Off." You know, I think I was probably like, you know, like browsing through YouTube when I was pretty young, right? And then I click on a video and it's like, don't go in there, you'll become one. And I absolutely loved it. But then I completely forgot about it until like a couple years later, where I started listening to Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. And I absolutely love Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum so much. It wasn't until I think maybe 2020 where I listened to Good and Evil. Live, Laugh, Love, Good and Evil as well. It was good stuff. It probably did have it's probably had like a bit of an influence onto how I make my music. That reminds me for like, let's say like with my band, right? Because like when I was making like the posters and all that, we have listed down some influences in which we aim to like take influence from, right? So we got like, you know, Will Wood, Lemon Demon, Tally Hall, Cosmo Sheldrake, Miracle Musical, AJJ, Talking Heads, They Might Be Giant, and Jiraiya.
Those are some great artists there.
There's awesome great artists there, I know. Yeah.
With Good and Evil, like what would you say like is the biggest influence from that for just sort of the work in your band? Is it like vocal type stuff, instrumentation, the vibes?
I'd say maybe a bit of the vibes, right? I think vocally I stem closer to Lemon Demon. At least I'm pretty sure, because whenever I sing, people go like, "Wow, you sound so much like Neil Cicierega," and I'd be like, "Really? Thank you." But also I guess instrumentally, right? Because we are like obviously like, aiming to have like a lot of strange instruments played in there as well, to give it a more whimsical kind of vibe, also to make our music sound more full. I love, like, recently I've been listening to like, let's say, like, tracks from other bands, right, where they just play like a lot of like trumpets and like saxophones and all that. I'm just like, oh, I need that. When we have like the money and also the skill, will definitely be like just finding a bunch of like obscure instruments. I also love like gimmick instruments. I love instruments with a gimmick, right? Like I love like I have like oh my god, I have an automaton. I got like, you know, this little kazoo. It's kind of slightly broken.
Yeah, are there any like instruments that you can pick out in Tally Hall as like being something like really unique that you'd want to try doing? Or even like in Miracle Musical too, or anything.
Well, I know I do. I love the use of strings that they do sometimes, right? Because I'm like a very like orchestral person without any of the orchestra, right? I mean, like I love hearing those instruments in music, and I always want to be able to find a way in which I can incorporate it into my own. Even like when they add in like tiny little like music box sounding stuff in there. Um, I love having any of that stuff in my stuff, you know? I don't think I've actually done too many Tally Hall covers though, but like I have done some and I'm working on some and I have like a bunch of like unfinished projects. Like there was one time I did I think a Spring and a Storm, right?
Ooh.
And the instrumental was pretty good. It was very synthy, very synthy. It wasn't like as oh my god, it wasn't as like acoustic as the original one. It was just like 300% like synths. At some point I gotta like pick that one back up, especially now that I can actually sing, because I know in my like when I did the cover for Hidden in the Sand, We Like to Play It All. I like that was before I did any sort of vocal training, right? So whenever I listen to it, I'm just like, huh, okay. In fact, actually, you know, a little fun fact. Most of like the vocals that I sung in that cover was just like done in like one take, except for one part where I just like record me saying like a single word and then put it over like one of the other ones because I think I messed up one of the words, and then rather than like record the verse again, I decided I'm gonna record the word again and then like put it in front of that, and it's mostly unnoticeable unless you're looking out for it. Because if you're looking for it, like you're gonna know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like listening to it, I wouldn't have noticed. But it gets to be one of those things where it's like, it was something that you only you are cursed with the knowledge of.
Yeah, and now it's not only me who will notice. Yeah, it's great. But I think it was definitely a really fun experience, though. Nonetheless, I remember I was still doing it like when I was even at school a little bit. Like being at school, I'm pretty sure like I'd be in the library with my headphones on, just like making a little bit of the instrumental track. I remember I also used like samples of like the cat like that meow 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 meow, you know, to go along with that. It was very silly and whimsical. I love just the whimsicalness. I even used a melodica for a part in it, like we were like bam 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 bam. You know, it's all like melodica. And I think my favorite version of the one that I did was probably actually my unmastered one, just because it's like you hear everything, right? Like, well, although like the mastered version is still like great, right? But obviously my baby is the one without the proper mixing done to it.
That's the one on your YouTube, right?
Yeah. The actual one, like the final one, is both on, you know, like the Bandcamp for We Like to Play It All, and also my Spotify. Because I decided to put it up there, I think like not too long after the thing released, just so that like people could hear it on Spotify. I don't know.
You had mentioned of like wanting to do some more Tally Hall covers in the future. What are some ones that you're thinking of?
I do think I would love to finish my cover of Spring in the Storm. It would not take long, to be honest. I would just have to like record vocals. Honestly, it always stops there. I stop whenever I gets to actually recording the vocals parts, and then I forget about it. I think one of Ruler of Everything would be a pretty fun go. do you hear the food? Did you ever travel? Then oh my god, I gotta get out of it. You know, I'll probably have to do a bunch of takes for that part though. Actually, what do you think I should do?
I mean, me personally, I'd love to like see some more covers of like the older demos of stuff too.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that actually does remind me. There was like more recently, I tried doing like a little bit of like a recreation of Pure Imagination, but like the Tally Hall like live performance versions. Oh, good stuff. I don't know if you're aware of Andrew Horowitz like The Whole World Is in My Hands.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember I made like a chord sheet for that, and like because like in the 2019 recording at least, like just like a couple of the lyrics are like hard to make out, but like I've just like like written down what I hear. So like if I do one of that, then like I'll see if I can see if there are either other people who have like figured out lyrics to it, or if I'm just gonna have to like see what I can make out and sing that.
well, luckily we should be knowing that more soon.
I did hear that actually. But I think with that also they've also like changed up lyrics in it as well. Because obviously like, if you have like a song in your back pocket for like a good amount of time, like you're gonna do
5
some
years.
changing to it,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could either make like a cover of like the 2019 version, or I could do one of like, a new upcoming version that they're doing. I also loved seeing Ross and Andrew performing. Wasn't it like Ross's like first time like in a good long while, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He recently did the interview for Hidden in the Sand with Ruby Red, and he was
I've been
mentioning
meaning to look at that actually.
yeah, it's a great interview. Watch it. Highly recommend. But Ross was mentioning that it was like the first time that he had properly played in probably over 5 years. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Also, yeah. Shout out Ruby. Unrelated, but related to the overall like overarching conversation. About influences from Tally Hall. With my current band, we are taking an influence in the way we present ourselves as well. In fact, like, but like how Tally Hall has their ties, right?
Yes.
Well, what we will be doing is we'll be having our hats. I have like a flamingo bucket hat.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty sure our bassist has a cowboy hat. And our guitarist has, those like old man like sleeper caps, like with the little thing. You're like, me 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 me. They'll have that. I think one of us is having like some top hat. Initially, we were gonna like color code our like general clothing. That idea is still up for grabs though, but like at the moment it's mainly the like hats. Although like my main color is like kind of like purplish pink, I guess.
That is very fun.
Yes.
You guys have the very sophisticated headdresses.
Yes. And the sleeper cat,
Yeah. I want to ask your thoughts on Hawaii Part 2.
Hawaii Part 2. I have that on vinyl actually. But I live, laugh, love Hawaii Part 2, again, like it was listed on the little bit of like influences on the little like band poster. But yeah, I absolutely love a lot of the songs. Like Island to Thyself is probably one of my favorites on there. And then I guess like The Mind Electric, or I think I really like Koyam Dip's like Inside the Mind of Simon for that,
Ooh, yes.
Live, Laugh, Love Koyam Dip actually, because I absolutely love Moon Waltz. and Pluto and Cell. Those are probably like my favorite 3 on there.
Get the Bora appreciation.
Bora appreciation. We love you, Bora.
The Mind Electric lore just goes deep, man.
Yes.
You just fall into the lore. You fall into a hole that you couldn't see.
Actually, I can play that on this. Actually, like that.
Do it.
See how the surfs work the ground. The ground. Look at it. And you give it all they've got. And they give it all they've got. And you give it all you've got until you're down. Oh, 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 oh. See how the brain plays around. And you fall inside a hole you couldn't see. And you fall inside a hole inside of someone. Help me understand what's going on inside my mind. Doctor, I can't tell if I'm not me. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah.
Let's go.
I performed that live once,
Let's
actually.
go. You did?
I did.
That's cool. Like,
yes.
Was it for like a talent show or something?
Yeah,
or...
kind of. So, because with the place that I do like my music lessons, I think every year they have about like 2 concert performance things, and I've done a Tally Hall song, I've done a Miracle Musical song, and I've done a Will Wood song, and that one was the Will Wood one was like
Against the kitchen floor.
Yeah, I did that one. I loved that one. I even did the how he does it in Case I Die, where he's like, I'm down pounding my head, and then like everything stops against the kitchen floor. Yes, I should actually start like releasing a lot of my old stuff, or like touching up on them, do it like mixing them properly, recording vocals, and then just like releasing them out, because there's not much more work on it like that needs to be done, you know.
Yeah, but that would definitely be cool to see. Look for those covers in the future for sure.
Yes.
Well, for kind of wrapping up, you already mentioned the band, but also is there anything else that you'd like to promote? Mention that you're gonna have some more covers out soon, hopefully, or even like any shout outs in general.
Yeah, okay. Shout out to Jaden Walk. Shout out to me. Yep. We will be doing probably more covers soon, and I am still like writing some original music, so hopefully that stuff will be coming out within the next, I don't know, few months, give or take. Hopefully, if we can do this. Yeah, like you might catch us on, I mean, like at the moment you can catch me on YouTube as just like, you know, RepBit. We will be making a Of Mice and Mice YouTube channel probably pretty soon, in which you will probably be expecting to see videos of us working on our projects, some like behind the scenes stuff, I guess, you know. Same goes for the Instagram. It'll be posting mainly the same stuff.
Well, yeah, thanks for joining me here and just being able to talk about music and Tally Hall and just hearing about your work for the We Like to Play It All tribute album for Cause. It was very, very cool to hear more about that as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye!
Bye!
Thank you for listening to Tally Talks. Please share the show with people you think who would enjoy it. Shout out to Saucelys for being my brain cell. If you would like a shout out in an upcoming episode or an animatronics video, check out the links in the description. If you give to help a family in Gaza, I will give you a shout out. Just let me know how you'd like to be credited in the Google form linked below. Also be sure to listen on Bandcamp to We Like to Play It All, Hits tribute to Tally Hall dedicated to Cause Baldwin. Thanks again for listening and have a good day. By Tally Hall.